Welcome back to the Marion General Hospital pregame show, now catching up for the first time here in 2019-2020 with the now third-year head coach of the Taylor women's basketball team, Jody Martinez. Jody, welcome to year 3.
Well, thanks. Appreciate it. Good to spend time with you a lot more.
Well, more than normal. We do make our occasional lunch runs to different local eating establishments, but very serious business here, as everybody knows, with our pregame interviews with last year's National NAI Coach of the Year as he adjusts the trophy over to our left so it could get into my line of sight. Thanks. Let's talk a little bit about last season. Obviously, the best season in Taylor history, 30-5, 22-game win streak. The seniors obviously played a huge role in that. The whole team did up and down. Have you had a time maybe over the summer at different points to reflect on just how special last season was?
And I think once we started getting to practice mode and when the freshmen probably goes back to preseason conditioning, and you look out there and you don't see your 3 seniors. It kind of hit like, wow, that was a special group, and now we got to form a new identity, new era of basketball, and so that's kind of what our theme is whatever it takes, and it's going to be tough. It's a lot of adversity already, but it's real now, and it's just a different group.
Let's talk about some of that adversity. You have 2 back-to-back season-ending injuries, one in the summer, one here in the part of preseason camp. Lauren James tears her ACL during the summer. Kiara Nieto tears her Achilles here in preseason conditioning. How has that switched things around for you from a personnel group? Obviously, Lauren was projected to be a starter. Kiara was projected to be one of the first forwards off the bench for you, so they're going to play key roles this year. How has that changed things this year for the team?
Well, it changes a lot. It just changes the perspective, competitive practices to competitiveness and playing experience. Besides the twins, LJ, logged in the most minutes. And so you kind of want to rely on veterans to get your season going. And so when you lose LJ during the summer, Kiara in September, out of the returning group, it sets you back. And then you got a very good freshman, Kenzie Kilmer, who also had surgery in August, and she's out. And once again, a competitive practice look. So that's 3 main players out of 15. And now Jamie Netzley, with her injury, is not even playing tonight. And so that's another senior, but that's a veteran. And you're like, man, okay, what's going on here? And so your outlook in April and May and June was like, all right, people are going to overlook us. We're going to prove them wrong. Here we are in October. We still have the same attitude, but it's a lot more work.
How is that? If you try to change anything different, do you do more teaching now in practice than just saying, "Hey, follow what those experienced kids know how to do, and let's get on with practice"?
It's definitely more teaching. It's more something I'm not very good at is patience, and I'm learning quick that might be the number one quality I need to bring for this year's team at this moment of the season. We'll have 8 games in before our first conference game, so that'll help me prepare for that. And I told the team, we play for the conference, you play for the national rankings in February. That's when the national tournament matters. Right now we need to just build up each day. We need to grind it out each day. And I have to be, continually reminded that focus, you have adversity, you have 4 freshmen that are able to play because the 5th one's out, be slow. And so that's a challenge. 29 years of coaching, and all of a sudden you're going to try to tell me to change. That's not an easy thing to do.
No, I'm sure it isn't. Now, the cupboard isn't completely bare. I know we've just spent the last couple of minutes. It sounds like doom and gloom here for the Taylor women's basketball team. But those 2 returners you bring back, they're above-average players, Abby and Becca Books. Becca rewrote the three-point shooting single-season record book last year on her way to an honorable mention All-American selection. Abby wasn't too shabby either as she played in her second season as a starter. How much have you relied on the twins this year to kind of help bring everybody else along, whether they're freshmen or your 2 sophomores that saw sparingly minutes last year?
Yeah, I talked to the twins in a meeting the other day, and I don't want them to put pressure on themselves. Just play the game. Abby's a 3rd-year starter. Becca will be a 2-year starter. As you said earlier, Becca had an amazing year, rewrote the three-point shooting records, was leading the nation for the longest time in three-point shooting until we got to the Nationals. And then, she was first team all-conference in a very tough conference, first team. And that says a lot to her success. But, the twins are going to be the key. They know that. other teams know that too. So we gotta develop and put faith around the supporting cast, and hopefully we've done that in terms of our preparation. But the only way we're going to know is final outcome tonight, and we play a very tough team in Concordia that's very athletic. So we'll see where everyone's at and see how all the players step up their game.
Last couple minutes here with Taylor women's basketball head coach Jody Martinez before their season opener tonight against the Cardinals of Concordia. They bring back their leading scorer from a year ago, Katie Snow, 5'9" wing player, just over 16 points and 6 rebounds a game last year. She had a breakout year as a sophomore a year ago. You handled the Cardinals at their place, but like we mentioned, pretty much a completely different team for the most part this year for your squad. How do you try to slow Snow and the Cardinals down, which is easy enough for me to say?
Right. She did. Snow really picked it up second half of the season last year. All-conference kid for the WAC, made honorable mention All-American. She's a handful. 5'9", 5'10", but she's built. She's strong. She's an athletic girl. We held her to 9 at their place last season, but she's surrounded by more experience now, more talented, good athletes down low. They can jump. Hopefully our transition game can wear them out. Hopefully our press can wear them out. And we better be hitting our threes. If not, then I'm going to have to hopefully find a new strategy quickly at halftime. But early on, it's going to see how we're going to play with their quickness, their athleticism. They're a lot more athletic than we are, but I feel like we're better shooters.
Last couple things, both away from the court.
At guard, a 5'7" sophomore from Fenton, Michigan, number 3, Allie Wentz. At guard, a 5'9" junior from Grosse Pointe Hills, Michigan, number 14, Katie Snow. At guard, a 6'2" junior from New Baltimore, Michigan, number 20, Kristen Williams. And finally, at 4, a 5'10" junior from Clinton Township, Michigan, number 24, Jimmy Simmons. The Cardinals are coached by Keeper Hackett, assisted by Sarah Beckman, Casey Lally, and Carrie Miller. And now, ladies, get on your feet for the starting line for your Taylor Trojan. At guard, a 5'5" sophomore from Hartsville, Indiana, number 3, Meredith Becker. Palestine, Indiana, number 12, Haley Stratford.
So the Trojans starting lineup a little bit different than what we thought was going to happen when you heard our pregame conversation with head coach Jody Martinez, particularly into last week. No Jamie Netzler after getting hurt last week in a scrimmage, so Meredith Deckard takes her spot in the starting lineup and makes her first collegiate start. Haley Stratman makes her 4th career start in college, but her first since her freshman season. Sydney Huffman will be making just her 2nd collegiate start of her career. That came back as a sophomore and was in one of the few games before she tore her ACL and missed the remaining of that sophomore year. The other part of the starting lineup, well, you know them very well. They're Abby and Becca Books. They're above-average basketball players, and I say that completely tongue-and-cheek. The starters for Concordia, Paige Johnson, Allie Lenz, Katie Snow, Tristan Williams, and Jamae Simmons. Concordia in black, Taylor in white, ready to tip it off here from Odell Arena. The ball tapped to the backcourt by Williams, corralled by Concordia, and Paige Johnson will start with the opening possession. The 2019-20 season is underway. Allie Lenz operates around the arc with a left-hand bounce, fumbles it away, and it's stolen away by Sydney Huffman of Taylor. Refereeing crew tonight, Donald Williams, Paul Williams, and Terry Tucker. Man-to-man defense is out. Concordia will start. Here's Huffman up top, looking to Stratman at the right elbow, extended and bounces off to her. Hand off to Deckard, thought about a long two, trying to shimmy her way into the paint. She'll dish it outside the arc to Huffman. Almost travel with it the free throw line to the near sideline, and Haley Stratman. 9 to shoot on the opening possession for Taylor. Huffman trying to go down the left side lane with 5. Near side wing, 3 ball. Stratman is on the way. It's an air ball with 1 second left to go. It'll be a shot clock violation. And the two teams trade turnovers on the opening possession for each club. Taylor will go to the full court press here on the second time that Concordia will walk the ball up the floor. It's Deckard and Huffman applying the pressure in the back, and the Cardinals will dish it off to Lenz on the near sideline. Back to the point guard, Paige Johnson, to their leading returning scorer, Katie Snow, on the high right side. To the block right, Williams tried to go up and under, kicking out near side. The ball almost thrown out of play by Jamae Simmons, but able to get it back is Paige Johnson. 7 to shoot for the Cardinals. Mid-post right, faking is Williams, up and over Stratman, too strong off the back iron, but Williams too tall for everybody, gets her on rebound, but she throws one too strong off the right side rim, and it spins off. Rebounded by Taylor's Becca Books as Huffman will accelerate to the front court. Double team near the timeline, a small wrap pass is poked away and stolen by Allie Lenz. Back-to-back turnovers for Taylor on their first 2 cracks at the basket to our right. We're scoreless 90 seconds in. Then Snow runs around a screen and easily puts it home for the first 2 of the year for Concordia. Snow, an honorable mention All-American last year, their leading scorer, rebounder, assister, and tops in steals a year ago for the Cardinals as a sophomore. And she gets the first 2 for Concordia here. Near side to the other honorable mention All-American on the floor, B-Books. Free throw line, Stratman along to A-Books, far side. Double team comes back to Stratman. She'll tee up an open 3. This one long off the back of the rim, and Taylor starts 0 of 2 from distance, both from Stratman. Rebounded down low by Jamae Simmons. Concordia with the ball from right to left in black. With red letters and white numbers, they lead 2-0. Johnson, high right side, not a real three-point threat. Down to Williams, bulldozes her way in and gets the soft kiss with a left-hand floater. So Tristan Williams makes it a 4-0 Concordia lead. The junior from New Baltimore, Michigan, a 6'2 forward, 3 inches taller than the tallest person on the floor for the Trojans. Those will be the Books twins and Stratman, both at 5'11". Deckard near side, defended by Lenz in the man-to-man. Tried to work it into the cutting B-Books, tapped away from her, and stolen off the floor by Johnson. Taylor 0 of 2 from 3 and 3 turnovers in their first 3 possessions tonight. They trail 4-0 here 3 minutes into the opening quarter. Snow with the long black sleeves, mid-post right to Williams. Double team comes from Huffman, and she quickly gives it away to Simmons. Hand off to Johnson, thought about a 3 with Huffman defending in the Taylor man-to-man. Johnson off to Snow, high right side, guarded by Abby Books. Right side screen, Stratman cuts off Snow. She'll float one back to Williams. An 18-foot jump shot is clean from the right wing. 4 in a row for Williams, and it's a 6-0 burst here for Concordia to start, just over 3 minutes into quarter number 1. Abby Books, far sideline, off a screen to Deckard, and it was too far for her to get to, and that's 4 turnovers for the Trojans here with less than 4 minutes gone in quarter 1 of the season. A 6-0 Concordia lead. 2 subs come in for the Cardinals. Shelby James along with Samantha Dorn. They replace Jamae Simmons, and it looks to be, I believe that's Allie Lenz.
Here's Dorn high right side as Taylor switches to the 2-3 zone defense. Now they slide back to the man-to-man with Johnson between the circles. Huffman marking her softly. Dorn high right side, picks with the bounce inside the arc right side. James, mid-post right to Williams. She's abused Taylor on the last two possessions. Out to an open Johnson, look from three. That one's long. Crashing into the boards. Taylor tapped it, but couldn't corral it as Lenz comes away with the miss. First offensive board of the night, or second one here for Concordia, as they lead 6-0 almost 4 minutes in to the opening quarter. Down the right side of the lane, a right-hand scoop is good for Shelby James. That's an 8-0 Concordia lead, as James adds to the scoring threshold here for Concordia. B-Books tries to change it, and she does with a three from the right side circle. Taylor goes over 4 minutes without a bucket, and their All-American Becca Books ends it with a three ball from the right side circle. Pressure in the backcourt. Snow whips it far side to Dorn. She'll go right down the lane. Jump stop, almost fumbled it away, but it dances off the rim, and Becca Books has another rebound for Taylor. Huffman racing up the near sideline, cut off by Dorn. Near side corner to Deckard. She's not shy to shoot the three ball. Johnson comes on a switch. Near side pass to A-Books. Thought about pulling right in Snow's grill. She'll take her on the baseline right. Whips it to the far sideline. B-Books drives around a defender. Draws three defenders there, and a foul is called on the floor. First on James. First against Concordia in the quarter. And Kayla Kirtley will enter for the first time today. She replaces Haley Stratman. Katie Snow out for Concordia. Jamae Simmons back in for Concordia. The problem, though, Concordia, I thought I couldn't see the fifth player. Shelby James was blocked out by B-Books. It looked like for a moment that Concordia only had four players on the floor. B-Books takes the inbounds pass, cut off on the mid-post left. The other newcomer is Avery Bevel in for Concordia. 8-3 Taylor deficit. Deckard trying to make it a two-point ball game. Yep. Far sideline three for Deckard in her first collegiate start. And after Taylor had a rough start, they go bang-bang on back-to-back triple tries. And after falling behind 8-0, they made it an 8-6 Concordia lead just past the halfway point of quarter number one. Johnson jogs across the half-court line. Double team comes to the mid-post to the right. Almost a travel comes as Tristan Williams got away with one there. Make that Jamae Simmons, 12 to shoot for Concordia. Backing it out near the timeline will be Bevel. High middle screen on Huffman. Bevel stops and pops a three that goes off the top of the glass. And it's rebounded by Kayla Kirtley of Taylor. Taylor with an opportunity to tie or take the lead after falling behind 8-0. Drive. A-Books. Block right. Up top to Huffman for the lead. Short off the front rim, and it's rebounded amongst traffic by Paige Johnson. Taylor now 2 for 5 from distance. Johnson goes in. She gets called in the air for a travel as Kayla Kirtley got big, and Johnson walked with it. Huffman exits. Madison Fisher in for Taylor. Snow back in, along with Madison Birchmeyer, who makes her first appearance here of the night for Concordia. Taylor 2 of 5 from the floor and from distance. Concordia 4 of 9 from the floor, 0 of 2 from 3. And Fisher, who has had to take over the backup point guard duties due to the multitude of injuries for Taylor this year. Right elbow, Kirtley behind the back dribble with Williams defending. Faking the three and driving his book. She goes into traffic, throws it up. And will they call the foul on the floor? They will. That's an Abby Books drive from the left wing. Second foul against Concordia. We'll see who it goes against. That's Shelby James. That's her second. Coming in for Concordia is Asaria Turman. She replaces James with those two fouls. Taylor with the ball, baseline left, or baseline right of the basket, as Deckard will deal it in. Up top to B-Books, defended by the athletic Jamae Simmons, who's also long as well. Simmons 5'10", has some good length on that frame. High left side, Fisher tries to pull it one down low to Kirtley, tapped out of bounds, last touched on the deflection by Madison Birchmeyer of Concordia. 8-6, the Cardinal lead. They scored the first 8 of the ball game. Taylor scored the next 6 on 3 balls by B-Books and Meredith Deckard. She'll get it in here with 9 to shoot, looking for help, and an off-ball foul called against Turman as she hooked the cutting Kayla Kirtley. First on Turman, third against Concordia. That could be trouble for the Cardinals. Taylor was the second best free throw shooting team in the country last year at just over 80%. They also went to the line 7 more times than their opponents per game a year ago. B-Books from the parking lot for the lead, and she hits that one from 25 feet out. 6 for Becca Books, and Taylor takes their first lead at 9-8 after falling behind 8-0. Birchmeyer jogs across the center jump circle as Deckard will guard her in the man-to-man between the circles. Far side to Bevel, Fisher marks her. Back to Birchmeyer near sideline, around a right side screen. Birchmeyer picks up the bounce and gives off to Snow. 9 to shoot for Concordia. They trail for the first time today. Taylor on a 9-0 burst. Almost losing its Bevel with 5 to shoot. Mid-post left. Threads one through. The shot was blocked on the Birchmeier try, but they'll get Kirtley for the foul. First one on Kirtley. First one against Taylor. And 2 shots upcoming for Birchmeier. In for the Trojans, the 6'4 freshman out of Seward, Nebraska, Gretchen Mall, who gets a rousing ovation from students down below us and fans across from us. Mall, the second cousin of Taylor volleyball player Julia Pomeranke. Birchmeier to the line for 2. First one hits the rim and bounces off. A season ago, Birchmeier was in high school. 5'6 freshman out of Corunna, Michigan. Trying to tie the game at 9 after Taylor scored 9 unanswered, and Birchmeier does with her first collegiate point on the second freebie. 9-9 your score. 3:15 and counting here in quarter 1. Taylor has yet to take a 2-point shot. They're 3 of 6 from beyond the 3-point arc. B-Books holds high left side as they try to work it down to Mall. Fronting the post, they lob it in. Mall trying to go up and over, cannot take it away from the 6-foot Turman. Taylor with another turnover. That's their 5th of the quarter. Taylor head coach Jody Martinez, hands on his hips, not happy across from us. Birchmeier dribbles, pass to the near side, and Snow, their leading returning scorer. The All-American has only scored 1 bucket here tonight so far. 9-9 game. Simmons with a wild dribble, up and under move, lost it on the way up, and Simmons will get called for the foul. Taylor looks for a travel, and Simmons really pumped as she claps those hands and gets ready for the 2 free throws. Foul on Meredith Deckard of Taylor, her first, the team's second, and that'll send Simmons to the line for a pair. And Sydney Huffman returns for Deckard. Simmons with 2. Last year shot 53% from the line. This one a line drive that catches the back of the rim and bounces off. So the best Simmons can do is make it a 1-point Concordia lead. Again, they score the first 8 of the game, then 3 straight threes in a row from the Trojans, put them ahead 9-8. Simmons crouches low and fires and swishes the second. Her first point of the night, and Concordia back in front on free throws. On 2 different instances, they lead once again 10-9 with 2:37 to go here in quarter 1. Taylor goes from left to right in white, skipping far side to Abby Books, fakes the drive on Snow. Now puts it on the deck with a right hand, mid-post right. Turman fronts the post, and another turnover for the Trojans. They couldn't throw it high enough to the 6'4 Gretchen Mall, and Taylor with their 6th turnover of the opening quarter. And here comes Concordia back the other way in black, leading by 1. Lenz pivoting, far side to Birchmeier. Turman from 18 feet right side, that misses, hits nothing but air. Fisher and B-Books couldn't haul it in. That one deflected out of bounds. And coming back in will be Tristan Williams, the leading scorer for Concordia so far. And Stephanie Abraham in as well. Turman and Simmons both exit here for Concordia. Taylor 3 of 6 from the floor and from 3. Concordia 4 of 9 from the field, 0 of 2 from beyond the arc. 14 to shoot as Snow will get it in. Baseline left, tries to throw it in, gets it over the outstretched arm of the long Madison Fisher and finds Lenz. Birchmeier back to Snow near side. Abby Books defends in the man-to-man. Here's Tristan Williams. Double team comes with Huffman. Williams back out to Snow. Catch and shoot. Rainbow 3. Hits hard off the front rim. And Mall hauls in her first collegiate rebound. Up and running is B-Books. Taylor with a 1-point deficit as they hold on the near side. Mall fakes a screen, goes right to the cup for a right-hand layup. That was too strong off the glass, but a nice find there from Abby Books. Mall just a little bit too strong on the finish try. Birchmeier to Snow on the near sideline as Concordia goes from right to left in black. They lead by 1. Snow trying to knife her way through. She went in. Abby Books wants to travel, but it's going to be 2 shots for Snow as she got sandwiched between 2 different Taylor defenders, and it's going to go against Mall. That's her first. Third one against Taylor as Haley Stratman comes in to replace Mall for TU. Jerica Neal in for the first time for Concordia. Paige Johnson back in for the Cardinals. And it'll be Snow to the line for 2. Good free throw shooter last year at 71%. As we mentioned, the honorable mention All-American, also a first-team WAC selection. And Snow will miss the free throw off the back of the rim as it spins off. 3 trips to the line for Concordia tonight, and each player has missed the very first free throw out of the 2 they've been allowed. 16 points, 6 boards, 2 assists, almost 3 steals. For Snow a year ago as a sophomore. She'll rattle in the second one. And after a blistering start for Concordia, they've managed just 3 free throws over the last few moments, and they've taken a 2-point lead at 11-9. Taylor has gone quiet since the B-Books gave him a 9-8 lead. Huffman trying to get the lead back with a triple. It's off the right side of the rim, but off the bounce of the floor. It's hauled in by Abby Books of TU. Huffman, top of the key, attacks right to the rim, whips it weak side, but reading the pass nicely was Neal. That's turnover number 7 for Taylor here in the opening quarter. They averaged just 13 a game a year ago as Neal goes end to end and connects with a right-hand floater. First field goal in forever for either team. And it's a 5-0 burst here for Concordia, and they lead by 4 with less than a minute to go in quarter number 1. Taylor, the 15th ranked team in the country, but almost a whole new starting lineup with 3 starters graduating from a year ago. B-Books is hog-tied from behind by Stephanie Abram as she wrapped her around the waist. That's the 4th on Abram, or the 4th on Concordia, the first one on Abram. And it'll be the foul on the floor, and Taylor will deal it in with 20 on the shot clock. 45 and 9/10 of a second remaining in our opening frame here from Odell Arena. Baseline lob, Stratman hauls it in just inside the timeline. Off to Huffman with 17 to shoot for Taylor, trying to find their first field goal in a while. Down the right side of the lane, Huffman drives and kicks. Stratman fakes a 3 from the right perimeter. To the baseline right, Huffman drives. She's bumped out of bounds by Johnson on a hip check. And that'll be the 5th one against Concordia. Comes with 7 seconds on the shot clock. Second-year head coach Kiefer Haffey will not be happy about that. And Taylor goes to the line for 2 from Sydney Huffman. Sydney shot 73% from the line a year ago, 65% for her career. And again, the last bucket for the Trojans came many minutes ago, and Sydney rainbows in the first free throw for her first point tonight, draws Taylor to within 3. But both teams struggling to find their rhythm. Taylor 3 of 8 from the floor, and Concordia 5 of 12. Second one from Huffman. First one good, second one even prettier as it swishes through. Jamae Simmons in for Concordia to replace Abram. 2 8/10 of a second separate game and shot clock as Taylor puts on the full court press. Snow with the Books twins defending her, bounces back off to Neal. Trap comes, Neal will travel on the pivot foot. Great defense by Madison Fisher. And now the shot clock will be turned off with 27 7/10 of a second remaining in quarter 1. Taylor with an opportunity to tie or take the lead down 13-11. Fisher, Books, Stratman, and Huffman the Taylor 5. And Fisher will get it in baseline right. Floats it in up top to B-Books near the volleyball line, defended tightly by Simmons. Now off to Huffman as Taylor will hold for the final shot here in quarter 1. Right edge of the center jump circle as Huffman just dribbles time away with her right hand. Now down to 15. And now Taylor will go to the weave up top. 10 seconds, 9, and now 8. Huffman will attack at the top. Here's B-Books for the lead back. Rattled halfway down and out. Fisher with the rebound in traffic with 2. She's tied up. And Taylor will inbound the ball with a 2nd and 9/10. That ball was halfway down and just rattled out on the B-Books triple try. So Taylor will get the last shot of the opening quarter, down 13-11 to the Concordia Cardinals. We'll bring back plenty of experience from a year ago, and it's showing here in the early going. Fisher lobs it in. B-Books lost it, gets it back. Head fake with 1 second. Lets it go before the horn, and that one off the back of the rim. And that will be how the end of the opening quarter goes. A rough start for Taylor. They battle back, and after 1, it's Concordia leading Taylor 13-11 here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Your heart? Well, your heart is everything to you and your body. And its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits.
Concordia shoots 5 of 12 from the floor in the opening quarter. Taylor just 3 of 10. All 3 of their makes from beyond the arc, and it's a 13-11 Concordia lead as we start quarter number 2. The Cardinals go from right to left in black. They've got the opening possession of quarter 2. Johnson off a flare screen, wanted to deal it in, misses a three-point shot short. She's 0 of 2, and Concordia now 0 of 3. The big stat for Taylor in the opening quarter, 7 turnovers, no points off the miscues for Concordia, but Taylor's couldn't get into a flow offensively. We'll see what they can do in their first possession of quarter 2. Deckard near side, foul off ball as B-Books tried to cut through. First on Katie Snow, her first, and the first one against Concordia. Shot clock resets to 20. That's one of the new rules this year. Deckard gets it in just before time expires on the baseline and finds the hands of Huffman. Taylor starts with their 5 starters on the floor. One non-starter out there for Concordia. That's Samantha Dorn. Deckard for her second 3 tonight. Yep, from the high left side. And Deckard with 6, and Taylor back in front, 14-13. Deckard making her first collegiate start. The sophomore out of Martinsville. Showed promise last year, but was behind a lot of talented guards. And we'll see what she can do as a sophomore here. Johnson wants to answer with a 3. Cannot, as she's 0 for 3 from beyond the arc. And it's rebounded by Abby Books, and she'll go out for a jog on the near sideline. Deckard calls for it, gets it, throws it to the baseline left in Stratman. Defending the man-to-man by Tristan Williams. And now Huffman will run the show from up top. Near sideline B. Books, off-ball foul. No, it's going to be a 3-second violation against Abby Books as she struggled to deal with the fronting Paige Johnson. 8th turnover for Taylor tonight. Again, no points off the miscues for Concordia, but they've dominated Taylor in other miscellaneous categories. They've outscored the Taylor bench 5-0 and also outscored Taylor in the paint 8-0 and 2-0 on second chance points. But the 3-point shooting for Taylor, 4 of 10 are the Trojans. They lead by 1, and now they trail by 1 on a nice reverse layup from right to left by Tristan Williams. She has 6. Pushing it is Huffman, flipping back to B-Books, 90 seconds into quarter number 2. Deckard near sideline, between the legs bounce, guarded by Dorn in the man-to-man. Here's a blow-by drive by B-Books. She's cut off nicely. Up top, Huffman fakes a 3, floating it high to B-Books, who hauls it in. She'll draw 2 and go between the circles to Huffman with 9 to shoot. Spins in the lane, a right-hand shot will catch the back of the rim and go in for Sydney Huffman's first field goal. Pretty spin and a flip from Huffman, and Taylor regains a 1-point lead. 2 minutes into quarter number 1, Concordia from right to left in black. Dorn holds far side hash mark, floats back to the near side and Paige Johnson. Calling for it is Simmons. She'll set the right side screen for Johnson. Got into the lane, fakes a pass, throws up a prayer that hits the bottom of the rim, and it's rebounded by Deckard. Up to B-Books, or to circle back to get it. Almost traveled, but kept her dribble alive, and deals off to Huffman, who goes slashing and kicking for a Stratman 3. That's off the back of the rim, hits the floor, and it's another Abby Books rebound. She'll drive and draw the foul on the floor against Jamae Simmons, her first. Kirtley in for Taylor. Lenz and Birchmeyer in here in the second. Stratman exits for Taylor. Johnson and Dorn out for Concordia. 16-15 Taylor lead. Almost 2.5 minutes have expired here in quarter 2. Kirtley gets it in on the near side baseline to Huffman. A right-hand bounce being defended by Lenz in the man-to-man, an all-freshman selection in the WAC a year ago. Abby Books out near the volleyball line. To the near sideline, Kirtley. Defended tightly by Williams with 7 to shoot. Kirtley left-hand drive. Low bounce pass hauled in by Deckard. 3 to shoot. Up top to A-Books with 2, with 1. Back to Deckard, and the ball was thrown too short. And another shot clock violation here against Taylor. That's their 9th first half turnover. Still a 16-15 Taylor lead. But again, the 9 turnovers, a glaring stat for Taylor here in the opening half so far. Williams leads the way with 6 for Concordia. She almost flashed the ball to get it from Snow. Instead, she'll swing it to the near side corner and Lenz. Up top between the circles, Birchmeyer floating it in. Turnaround over 2 defenders off the high glass. No, but getting her own miss is Simmons as she elevated over 2 different Taylor defenders down low. Shot clock to 15, now 14. Snow almost lost her balance, runs into Huffman. Throws it near side of the open. Birchmeyer for a 3, and she switches her first collegiate 3 ball. 4 for Birchmeyer, and a quick little burst here for Concordia as they go back in front by 2, 18-16 on the Birchmeyer triple. Lenz guarding Huffman all the way out near the volleyball line in the man-to-man. Huffman dribbling, bouncing to Kirtley just inside the arc. Fakes a backdoor cut pass to Deckard, who rotates around and gets an open three try from the left wing, and Meredith Deckard stays hot. 3 for 3 is the sophomore in her first collegiate start. 6 in the quarter for Deckard. She's got 9 to lead the game, and Taylor back in front by 1, 19-18. Taylor head coach Jody Martinez urging his team to rebound. Abby Brooks reads the pass on the far sideline, almost stole it, but deflected it out of play. Jerica Neal in for Concordia to replace Snow. Taylor has made just 1 2-point field goal tonight. But they made 5 threes out of the 6 field goal makes. Lenz, high right side, a left-hand bounce. To the top of the key in Williams. She'll explode down the left side of the lane. Huffman almost poked the dribble back. Back to Birchmeyer. This time her second three is no good. Great box out by Becca Brooks, and that allowed twin sister Abby to come flying in and haul in the rebound. Far sideline to Deckard, who's been hot here in the opening half. Abby Brooks claps. She fires from 3 and switches it home. And Taylor starting to rip the nets down here. An Abby Brooks triple gives Taylor their biggest lead of the night at 22-18 and forces a 30-second Concordia timeout.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Good burst for Taylor. They lead by 4, 22-18 after the first Abby Brooks made 3. Half-court trap near side. Lenz dribbles away from trouble. Down low, but here's a nice B-Brooks steal as she threw a right hand in front and it's intercepted the pass intended for Simmons. Taylor screams for a foul in the backcourt, and then B-Brooks almost gets hugged from behind by Birchmeyer. Huffman took a blow in the back setting the screen. She pops back to her feet and is fine. Dorn exits for Concordia. Bebel makes her first second quarter appearance. That's the third foul against Concordia, first one against Birchmeyer. Remember, 5 fouls in each quarter, and then the other team starts shooting free throws. Taylor did that in quarter 1, and with almost 5 minutes remaining in quarter 2, 2 fouls away from checking that off the to-do list in the second quarter. Here's Deckard, who's been the main offensive threat for Taylor tonight. 3 threes for her. B-Brooks calls for it. They'll skip it to the far side corner, and Kirtley. One dribble bounce, in low to B-Brooks, who gets tackled from the weak side by Jamae Simmons, who had a nice read from the other block. But Simmons came in and cleared out B-Brooks. That's her second, and the fourth one against Concordia. One more, and Taylor will be shooting free throws. Simmons, one of their better wing defenders on the outside for Concordia, must exit, and Shelby James comes in to replace her. She's a 6-foot senior out of Dexter, Michigan. Deckard gets it in, far side of the floor to Huffman. Right hand bounce between the legs, back to a B-Brooks triple try. That one halfway down and out, just like on her fourth three. B-Brooks made her first 2 threes. She's now 2 of 5 from range. 4-point Taylor lead as Concordia goes from right to left in black. 4:45 and counting in quarter 2. Exploding on the right side of the lane. Back tap by Huffman on the Bebel try. Goes out of bounds. We saw Sydney Huffman probably learn that from senior Aubrey Wright, who was a master at the back tap steal during her 4 years here. We say hello to Aubrey and Lacey and Kendall, who are all watching from different parts of the world tonight. It's just about midnight in Ireland, where Kendall is right now. Hello, girls. Jerica Neal around the arc, defended by Abby Brooks. Up top, thinking about a 3 and driving is Bebel. Got caught off by Huffman at the free throw line, elevating over the defender, but missing a jump shot was Tristan Williams, and 3 Trojans were there to haul it in. Huffman comes away, and she'll jog up the near side. Almost lost her dribble, off to Deckard near side, being defended by Neal. Wants to go to B-Brooks, mid-post right. Lost her footing. They skip to Kirtley in the corner for a contested 3 that brings rain, but no points. Weak side rebounds is Shelby James of Concordia. as we've hit a cold spell here in the second quarter with 4 minutes remaining in quarter 2, and Taylor still leading by 4. Screen and roll, Williams drives around contact, misses it long, it hits the floor, and Becca Brooks has it. She's tied up from behind on the held ball with Birchmeyer. Alternating possession will keep it in Taylor's favor. 3 subs in for Concordia. Sherman makes her first appearance of the second quarter. Snow back in for Concordia as well, along with Paige Johnson. Gretchen Mall in for Taylor. She replaces Kayla Kirtley. And Mall, again, big fan favorite down to our left. Full court press put on by Concordia. Deckard almost loses out of play, and she'll deflect it out off the fingertips as Paige Johnson was right there, and that will upset Taylor head coach Jody Martinez across from us. 10th first half turnover for the home team. But they have outscored Concordia by 15 points behind the arc, and then Turman gets away with an elbow. It's stolen away, and then Huffman will sweep it to the front court, looking to go wall to wall, which will throw the layup off the bottom of the rim. Hauled in by Johnson, 2-on-1 for Concordia with James on the near side. She'll fake it, and she gets with a double dribble as Abby Brooks was sliding back in, and the carry and a double dribble called against Shelby James as she just hesitated for a moment on throwing a weak side bounce pass to Katie Snow. Snow just 1 for 2 tonight for Concordia, and there's the 5th foul and a bad one by Shelby James. The senior should know better than that. That's the 5th one against Concordia. And with 3:40 to go in the first half, Taylor will be shooting free throws for the rest of half number 1. Jamae Simmons back in for Concordia. James is exiled to the bench with 3 fouls. Samantha Dorn back in for Concordia Ann Arbor as well. Bevel out. Meredith Deckard out, Madison Fisher in for the first time here in quarter 2. And here comes Abby Brooks, an 88% free throw shooter. Did not have the amount of attempts to be ranked in the country last year, but if she did, she would have been right there in the top 10. She calmly makes the first one and ends a long scoring drought for both teams. It was the Brooks three-pointer that made it a 22-18 Taylor lead. And that was our last scoring until that most recent Abby Brooks free throw. And she makes both. She's got 5 here in the quarter. And Taylor leads by 6, 24-18, their biggest lead of the night. After falling behind 8-0 and having a rough opening quarter, Taylor has been much better here in quarter number 2. Johnson beats the press in the backcourt. Nice jump stop by Simmons. As Concordia swings it around the backcourt, Snow fumbles it away. B. Brooks intercepts up to Abby Brooks, outrunning everybody for a left-hand layup. That's a 4-0 Abby Brooks run. And now Taylor applies pressure in the backcourt. 8-point Trojan advantage. Dorn trying to get away from the Brooks twins. That's a terrible pass, and it's intercepted nicely by Fisher. And Taylor trying to turn the turnover into points. Abby Brooks near sideline as after Fisher intercepted the floating pass. Brooks to Brooks. 3-ball left side. Abby to Becca. No good, an air ball. Deflected around and hauled in by Snow. Becca's missed 4 threes in a row after making her first 2. And Concordia will slow it down after a helter-skelter pace the last few moments. Turman bulldozes in. Shot might have been partially deflected by Mall of Taylor. Huffman with the miss as she jogs across the center jump circle. Right hand bounce. Abby Brooks defended by Snow tightly. They want to go to the right block and Mall. They can't get it to her. How about a B. Brooks 3? Nope. Denied nicely by Janae Simmons. B. Brooks in the corner again with 12 to shoot. 8-point Taylor lead. 2:20 to go and counting. Huffman drives. Kicks to a step back right corner. Abby Brooks 3. No. Mall trying to tap it into the air. It'll be deflected out of bounds as she trying to go up and over the shorter Asaria Turman. Taylor now 6 of 16 from 3. Tristan Williams and Jerica Neal in for Concordia, replacing Turman and Dorn. And again, the Trojans will apply the full court press here with Fisher, Brooks, and Brooks all at 5'11 in the backcourt. Trying to hound the Concordia ball handlers. Now Johnson will step across the timeline. Here go the Dogs after her. Bouncing far side to Snow, driving on Mall. Got underneath the hoop and swings it around to Jamae Simmons. Trying to back in the shorter Huffman, but the pass deflected by B. Brooks and intercepted by A. Brooks. Up the floor near side to Fisher, will spin away and drive in. Kick it back to Huffman. Up top, Abby Brooks for a 3. Got it! 10 second quarter points for Abby Brooks. And the Trojans have a double-figure lead at 29-18 with less than 2 to go in the first half. Concordia breaks the press. Simmons driving in Neal. Might have been fouled, and she was. That's a late foul as Fisher came in on the forearm of Neal, and she'll go to the line twice. But they're going to call it on Mall. That's Gretchen's second. First one against Taylor here in the second quarter. Haley Stratman back in to get Maul. Shelby James comes in for Concordia. She's got the 3 personal fouls. Jamae Simmons replaces her. Or she replaces Jamae Simmons, excuse me. Concordia has made just 2 of their 10 field goal tries here in the second quarter. And the lefty Neal's first free throw is too strong off the back rim. As now 1, 2, 3, 4 trips tonight for Concordia, all 2-shot varieties, and every one of the Concordia players has missed their very first free throw attempt of the night. Neal trying to make her second. Was a 41% free throw shooter last year, and she makes the second. Second quarter scoring for Neal. She's got 3 points, and the Taylor lead cut down to 9 at 29-19. Fisher walks it across the timeline. Johnson defends her. Gets it back, does Huffman. Wants to go Stratman mid-post right, does. Hands off to Books. Down low from Abby to Becca. Blocked from behind on the Becca try by Tristan Williams. She gets the miss, and now Snow will walk it from the backcourt. She'll deal off to Johnson, who jogs across the purple logo at center court. Neal driving from the right wing, back to Williams. Mismatch with Huffman. Williams up top to Johnson between the circles and back to the far sideline. And Neal, and a 3-second violation called against Shelby James as her second quarter continues to not improve. Tenth turnover for Concordia. They've got 7 here in the quarter. Both teams have flipped their first and second quarter turnover totals. Taylor had 7 in the opening quarter, Concordia 3. Flip that for your second quarter. Abby Books trying to rip the ball away with Snow defending her tightly. Abby picks up the dribble, looking for help. She'll spin it up top to Huffman. Less than a minute to go in the second quarter, floating to Stratman in the near side corner. Now off to B-Books with the shorter Johnson defending her. 7 to go. Trying to find the cutting Abby Books. Pass too far for her. Falling to the ground is Williams. Stratman ties her up. And the held ball will give it back to Concordia with 38 9/10 of a second remaining here in the opening half. Full court press as Snow will deal it in for Concordia. Floating it far side to Jerica Neal. Back to Snow near side. Fisher and the Books twins watching her like a hawk watches its prey. Snow will give it off before she crosses the timeline. Johnson being hounded by Fisher. Now Johnson wraps around the pass around Huffman, and now off to James, who almost traveled with it. Free throw line Williams, one dribble just out of the reach of a tap away by Huffman. Then Johnson almost poked away by Madison Fisher, who dives in from behind, trying to go for the loose ball. That's Madison's first, and the team's second here in the quarter as Fisher was applying the tight defense on Paige Johnson. Shot clock turned off with 17 4/10 of a second left to go here in the opening half. Taylor trailed 13-11 at the quarter break. They've outscored Concordia 18-6 here in the second quarter. Johnson to Neal, far sideline. Shot clock turned off. Around a high middle screen. Neal almost slipped. She got the ball away to James, who fires a rainbow three that's too long, and it comes into the hands of Becca Books. Taylor can hold for the final shot of the half with 3, with 2. Huffman drives. Fisher with 1. Off to B-Books before the horn. Got it! Becca Books rainbows a 3, and Odell Arena explodes. 32-19, the Taylor lead of the break. After Books had missed 4 threes in a row, she hits her third one of the night and sends Taylor to the locker room leading 32-19 after the first half. We're back with the BSN Sports Halftime Report after this here on the Trojan Sports Network.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH, from our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments, in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
Back here inside Odell Arena, this is the BSN Sports Halftime Report. Before we get into our halftime stats, we are going to play the last two questions we asked head coach Jody Martinez in our pregame conversation. So we can get a chance to get that into the pregame. They're both pretty good questions, if I do say so myself. So let's get to those right now, then we'll get into those halftime stats.
Practice, what's it like to have another year with Ted at practice, even though his granddaughter has moved on to the adult world?
Yeah, Ted still pops around when we have an early practice around 4. It's the night ones that he can't come to anymore. It's always good to talk with him. He's been to 2 of our scrimmages, alumni scrimmage and our scrimmage versus Indiana Tech. And what I love about Ted is that he's real and he's just blunt what he wants to say, and we're on the same page. And it's just kind of funny to have conversation with him. And he knows his game. He knows the game. He sees development. He goes, wow, that girl really improved. Oh, wow, she's getting better. For him to observe that, and I just appreciate that presence here. And of course, we miss Aubrey, but it's still nice to have Ted around.
And last thing, we get now all of us benefit, not just you here, which you obviously love, no doubt, but both of your daughters here. Hannah's in the middle as she helps the Taylor women's soccer team get ready for the Crossroads League tournament. Your other daughter, Jocelyn's in the middle of her freshman year here. She's one of your managers. And oh, by the way, no offense, but the one that we really love the most, your wife, Sonia, now works in the kinesiology department. How much fun is it to have all of your family here with you?
Well, I share this with my team. I truly believe if you stay committed with your relationship with God and you're devoted to in the Word, the Bible tells you you're going to be blessed 1,000-fold, and according to Him. And I feel like it's been 1,000,000-fold for me. And people know that I don't like the weather up here. I'm shocked that I'm back in Indiana, but I absolutely love being at Taylor, and especially even more having both my daughters here, having Sonia here. I mean, technically we're in the same building, even though it's very far apart. But it's just God's good, man. And I make the best of it. And I tell my girls every day's a blessing. Every day I wake up is a blessing. And that's the way we got to view life. I mean, I know there's struggles, there's adversity. People fight cancer. My dad fighting cancer. People have struggles. But man, if you wake up, dang, you're alive. It's good. Make it a masterpiece. Do the best you can do. Fight the good fight and just keep looking up. And so having the family here is an ultimate thing for me right now.
Well, we hope tonight's the first brushstroke of a masterpiece for the 2019-2020 year. Jody, thanks for the time and best of luck tonight against Concordia.
Oh, I'm with you, man. Wouldn't that be great? That'd be a great start this year with the home game, with the home victory. So we're going to do our best, Rick. That's all I can tell you.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 5 different levels of membership for you to choose from. You can join for as low as $150, all the way up to the Trojan MVP level for $1,500. Each level receives premiums, complimentary season tickets, as well as gifts from the athletic department. Members also receive special recognition during halftime of the annual Silent Night game. In recent years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-5311 or log on to TaylorTrojans.com and click on the Trojan Club tab at the top of the homepage. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student athletes.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University athletics. Greek's Pizzeria. It's our taste.
This is the BSN Sports halftime report at the break. It's number 15, Taylor 32, and Concordia 19. The Cardinals led Taylor 13-11 after the first quarter, but then the Trojan offense came to life in quarter two, outscoring the Cardinals 21-6 on the back of 7 of 14 shooting from the floor. Concordia shot just 2 of 11 from the field after the opening quarter, and Taylor leads 32-19 at the halftime break. Taylor shot 42% from the floor, 42% from three, as Taylor was 8 of 19 from beyond the arc. They were just 2 of 5 from inside the arc. Taylor was also 4 of 4 from the line. Concordia, just 30% from the field, 7 of 23. They were just 1 of 8 from three-point range. They were just a 26% three-point shooting team a year ago, and they were 4 of 8 from the line. Out of the 4 trips to the line tonight, Concordia missed the first free throw on all 4 trips. Rebounding numbers in favor of Taylor, 16-13, each team with 4 offensive rebounds. Concordia, though, with 5 second-chance points to Taylor's none. Not a lot of ball movement from Concordia, 2 assists on their 7 made baskets. Taylor had 9 on their 10 baskets, led by Sidney Huffman, who had 4. And that's one off of tying a career high for the senior out of Indianapolis. 1 block assigned, Williams for Concordia, Maul for Taylor. 6 steals for the Trojans, Huffman and B-Books each with 2. And Asaria Turman each had 2 steals in that opening half for Concordia. Scoring-wise, Taylor was led by Abby Books, who had 10. All of her points came in that second quarter. Abby 3 of 4 from the floor, 2 of 3 from 3, and 2 of 2 from the stripe. Meredith Deckard in her first collegiate start with 9. Becca Books with 9 as well. Her 3 just before the end of the first half closed our scoring. Other scorers for Taylor in the opening half, Sidney Huffman with 4. Playing but not scoring, Haley Stratman, and then off the bench, Madison Fisher, Kayla Kirtley, and Gretchen Mall. No bench scoring for the Trojans from their 3 reserves. They went a combined 0 for 2. For Concordia, they're led by Tristan Williams, who had 6 points on 3 of 7 shooting. Their leading scorer and their best player from a year ago, Katie Snow, had just 3 points. She was 1 of 2 from the field. Jamae Simmons with 1, Katie Snow with 3, as we mentioned. Madison Birchmeyer in her first collegiate game had 4, including a 3-point basket. Shelby James with 2. Jerica Neal had 3. Playing but not scoring were Paige Johnson and Allie Lenz. They were both starters. Samantha Dorn came off the bench along with Avery Bevel, and Stephanie Abram and Asaria Turman all played but did not score in the opening 20 minutes. Taylor back on the floor to warm up for half number 2. We'll take a break and come back with the second half. That's coming up next here from Odell Arena. This has been the BSN Sports Halftime Report. At the break is number 15 Taylor 32 and Concordia 19 here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Play that old song! We really want her to play it. That's what's really going to evoke the memory. You gotta have the music that you listeners listen to.
The decision you're making is about so much more than where you'll spend the next 4 years. It's about how you'll live the next 40. So let me break down the Taylor University experience. We integrate faith and learning to become well-rounded, lifelong learners, while delivering a deeper knowledge of our specific areas of study. Whether you're producing award-winning films, building satellites for NASA, or preparing for a national ethics debate, Taylor will push you to excel in your field. But excellence isn't always about having the right answers. Sometimes it's about asking the right questions. Taylor is interdenominational. That means we can't always fall back on specific church doctrine to settle issues. We rely on scripture and the dynamic nature of iron sharpening iron to better know the God who's not afraid of our question. Much of this happens in the small town of Upland, Indiana, the place where Taylor does life together. But don't let this small town fool you. The schedule is packed with things to do, and through these activities, faculty, staff, and students become more than individuals occupying the same address. They become a community. But this community isn't limited to the campus. We travel. Boy, do we travel. We are ranked as one of the top 10 schools in the country for overseas experiences. But it isn't just about the going. It's about the sharing of those experiences and being challenged by those who come to Upland as their international experience. Taylor is one of a few Christian colleges that expects all students to have a relationship with Jesus Christ. Now, this doesn't mean Taylor is a Christian Disneyland full of cardboard cutout perfection. Taylor is full of real people with real problems, and living together can get kind of messy. But in that mess, we take Jesus' call from John 13 seriously. We practice picking up our towel and dealing with the mess in each other's lives. We're not here just to follow the rules for 4 years. Instead, we hope to learn to live authentic lives, calling each other to lives of meaning. Every day, our focus remains on the 40, not just the 4. We'd love to show you more about Taylor. Come visit, sit in on a class, go to chapel.
Both our teams are ready to go. And here are our officials. We're ready to go too. So I only see 2 officials. Now here is official number 3. Taylor will bring their starters back onto the floor. Those are Meredith Deckard, Haley Stratman, Sydney Huffman, and Abby and Becca Books. Concordia will bring out their 5 starters to start the second half as well. Paige Johnson, Allie Lenz, Katie Snow, Tristan Williams, and Jamae Simmons. Taylor opens up with the opening possession of quarter number 3, and a good read by Katie Snow. She jumps the passing lane and almost takes the ball right away on the pass intended for Abby Books. Taylor goes from right to left here in the second half. White jerseys, white shorts, purple lettering, gold numbers trimmed in purple. Concordia in the road black with red letters and white numbers. Huffman between the circles, around the arc spun to B. Books, whose 3 at the end of the half capped a 21-6 second quarter for Taylor. Decker drives, got to the baseline, and an armbar foul called against Jamae Simmons. That's her 3rd, as she has the length at 5'10" to defend the shorter Deckard. But the speedy sophomore skitterbugged away, and drew the 3rd foul on Simmons. She and Shelby James is on the bench right now. Both have 3 fouls for Concordia. Shot clock resets to 20. Deckard off a screen high right side. Is yet to miss a shot tonight. Picks up her dribble and swings it near side to Huffman. She'll blow right around Snow. Kick it back to the open. Stratman for a left wing 3. That one off the back of the rim. Stratman 0 of 4 from 3-point range tonight. Taylor empty on their opening possession. Snow, a Euro step and a scoop off the glass, too strong. Williams has it, brings the ball back down, and Concordia will kick it back outside with Johnson. Lenz, right side arc, right block. They go down to Jamae Simmons. Double team, nice backdoor cut, but then blowing a wide open left-handed layup is Paige Johnson, who's now 0 of 5 from the floor. Both teams empty on their opening possession of quarter 3. Huffman picks up the bounce, far sideline to Stratman, back to Huffman. Near side to Decker, defended by Lenz. Right hand dribble, Decker trying to turn the corner. Kicks it outside to Stratman, then on to B-Books, right side with the jab step. Top of the key, A-Books drives on Snow, right hand. Far sideline, Decker with 8 to shoot. Left hand dribble, wants to get it back to Abby Books, does with 6, now 5. Abby Books with the drive, left hand with 3 right before the horn, and Abby Books puts it home on a right hand floater off glass. 12 for Books, the leading scorer in the contest. After going scoreless in the quarter number 1, she's had 12 through the second quarter and some change. Lenz wants to answer with a 3, but a shot-putting try is no good. Rebounded by Sydney Huffman. Concordia now just 1 for 9 from 3-point range here in the contest so far. 34-19 the Taylor lead. Abby Books leading the way with 12 points. Season opener for both of these teams. Taylor trying to replace 3 senior starters who played in every game of their 4-year careers. Right elbow, Stratman fakes the handoff, gives off to Deckard, fakes a long 2, flips it to the near side, and Abby Books. 6 to shoot, she'll whip it mid-post left to B-Books with 4. Cross-court to Stratman, around the horn, it's spun to Huffman. Abby Books just before the horn goes, she made it, but it's going to be waved off as that ball was still in Abby Books' hands by a second. Another shot clock violation against Taylor. Shelby James in to replace Jamae Simmons. Remember, James has got those 3 personal fouls. No Jamie Netsley tonight for Taylor, no Lauren James, and no Kiara Nieto for the season, both out with season-ending injuries. And Mackenzie Kilmer out with an injury tonight as well, one of the 5 members of the freshman class for TU. Johnson back to James near side, driving from the right side wing, Euro step through the helping Huffman, who finishes with a nice right-hand scoop. Second bucket for James tonight, she's got 4. And the Taylor lead down to 34-21. B-Books wide open. That's a bad decision for Concordia, and B-Books makes them pay. 12 for B-Books. She almost led the country in 3-point shooting percentage a year ago when Concordia fell asleep, and B-Books makes them pay, pushing the Taylor lead to 16. Lenz near side arc up top to Tristan Williams. Driving and kicking to Johnson. Back to mid-post left to Williams. Going right at Stratman. Her shot is good off the glass as Stratman came down and fouled her on the forearm on the shot. 8 for Tristan Williams. She's the leading scorer for Concordia. First on Stratman in the first one against Taylor here in the third quarter. And Tristan Williams to the line for a pair. First trip to the line tonight was an excellent free throw shooter last year as a sophomore at 81%. And this one a straight line drive that just sneaks over the front of the rim. 3-point play makes the Taylor lead 13, and then Lenz gets too physical with Huffman in the backcourt. Lenz called for the foul, her first, and Concordia's second of quarter number 3. Shot clock resets to 30 as Decker takes the inbounds pass in the backcourt marked by Lenz. Near sideline Huffman. She'll shimmy across the timeline. Now accelerates, drives, and kicks. Stratman hesitates on the wide open three look from the near sideline. Near the volleyball line, the pass goes to Huffman. Far sideline to Deckard, then back to Huffman up top. Taylor working the ball around the perimeter. B-Books comes open, jump stop, trying to drive on the taller Williams. Shot was blocked. Becca gets it back, driving, bouncing to the cutting Huffman, out to Abby Books for a three off the right side of the rim, and leaping over everybody will be the rebound of Katie Snow. Concordia goes from left to right of Black Snow. Eurostep bangs into Books and lays it on off the glass. First field goal for Snow since the opening quarter. Snow has got 5 points. And a 5-0 run for Concordia brings them back to within 11. 37-26, or 37-26, the Taylor advantage. Taylor jumped out to a 31-21 burst, but again, 5 in a row here for Concordia. A-Books trying to post on the left block. They can't get it to her, does Taylor. 5 to shoot with B-Books far sideline. 4 to shoot, now 3 ripped away by Paige Johnson, and Huffman will try to track her down. Huffman pushes her from behind, and that's going to be an intentional foul against Sydney Huffman. She reached out and pushed her from behind at the waist, and Huffman can't believe it as Abby Books and Haley Stratman come over to try to talk her, try to calm her down a little bit. But now 2 of our officials huddle up. They look to be Donald Williams and Terry Tucker. And will they bring our third official, Paul Williams, in as well? And now here's the official ruling. And it will be an intentional foul on Sydney Huffman. Lenz exits for Concordia. Dorn in for the first time in the third quarter, and taking the intentional foul free throws will be Paige Johnson. First free throw of the night, 72% last year, and she hits the front rim and gets the bounce. First points for Johnson tonight, 0 of 5 from the floor. She has one more technical free throw coming. Pounds the ball hard with 2 hands, spins the ball twice, sets and fires. Hits the front rim and bounces away. Concordia will keep the ball, now down 10. It's a 6-0 run for the Cardinals, with 5:51 remaining here in the third quarter. Johnson will get it in near sideline, now walks up near the timeline. As it's Johnson, Williams, along with Dorn, James, and Snow for Concordia. They shoot on the goal to our right in black. Now trailing by 10. They're trailing by as many as 16. Johnson, screen and roll James. Right side circle 3 ball is perfect. James was a 22% three-point shooter a year ago. Missed her first one in the first half, but hits here. 7 points for James. She's got 5 in the quarter. And now Books has got to run away from trouble. This is Abby racing up the far side. Driving and kicking to Stratman. Now she'll wait for the trailers. The Taylor lead down to 7. Deckard's first miss from 3, and the first miss tonight is a rebound for Snow. Big burst here for Concordia. So they have on a 9-0 run. Johnson trying to make it a 12-0 run. That ball skipped halfway down and out, and then Tristan Williams goes over the back of the shorter Deckard. First one for Williams, third one against Concordia here in quarter number 3. Kirtley in for the Trojans, replacing Stratman. And Jerica Neal in for Concordia, replacing Snow. 5:10 to go in the third quarter. Taylor leading 37-30, but they have not scored in a long while. As they go from right to left in white with Huffman running the point. Far side, Deckard rips and gives off to B-Books. Contested 3 in front of her own bench is long. Bounces up off the basket support. And the ball will go back to Concordia. Becca shooting just 4 of 9 from three-point range here tonight. Taylor led 37-21. But since then, it's been all Concordia, a 9-0 run for the Cardinals. Johnson double team just inside the timeline, gives off to Dorn, floating into Williams in the paint, drives around Kirtley, off balance shot, goes over the rim and misses everything. Rebounded by B-Books. Up to the accelerating Deckard, flips it back far sideline, B-Books trailing the play. Top of the key, Abby Books floats it down low to Kirtley, triple team, knocked out of her hands, but a reach-in foul called against Jerica Neal, her first and the fourth one against Concordia. One more foul, and Taylor will be shooting free throws with 4:30 remaining here in our third quarter. Taylor's been outscored 11-5 here in this frame so far, holding on to a 7-point lead right now in the third. Shot clock resets to 21. It was just a hair above that 20-second threshold. Huffman far sideline, up top to Abby Books. Looking Becca Books' way, now high right side to Huffman. Fronting the post is Concordia. Huffman drives to the league logo, pivoting, flips it up just off the front of the rim, no good, and rebounded by Dorn of Concordia. Still a 9 unanswered point run here by the Cardinals, as Jared Keneal holds on the right wing, skipping it far side to Johnson. Huffman giving her plenty of room, with Johnson yet to hit a field goal tonight. Dorn up top, Williams measuring her dribbles. Huffman comes in, spinning and floating and missing will be Williams. B-Books had it, lost it, but then Williams tried to save it as she steps on the baseline. That would have been Concordia ball if Tristan Williams had let it go. Instead, the ball will go back to the home team, leading by 7, 37-30. Taylor, the 15th ranked team in the country in the preseason poll. Concordia went 8-23 a year ago, 6-14, losing their first 9 games of the year. These two teams met a year ago, but Taylor the victors there, but almost two completely different teams when you look at it, particularly on Taylor's side. Kirtley's pass intended for her classmate Deckard was deflected, but Kayla able to get the ball back. 11 to shoot for TU. Huffman spins, mid-post right, off to Kirtley, bangs and skips, deflected out of bounds, off of Concordia with 6 seconds to shoot. Madison Birchmeyer in for Concordia, along with Lenz. Johnson and Dorn exit. 6 to shoot for Taylor. They've gotten a couple of different shot clock violations to their name tonight. Decker will get in the near side corner. Up top to B-Books near the volleyball line with 5, with 4. Jump stop is Becca, out to 3 with Huffman with 2. Let's off a prayer go before the horn. Shot one was halfway down and then spun out as Huffman got a little sliver of space and let the 3 ball go. Still a 7-point Taylor lead after the 9-0 burst quickly by Concordia. They have gone quiet just like the Taylor offense has gone quiet here over the last few moments. James back to Neal, firing a 3 and rattles it in from the left side circle. First collegiate 3 for Jerica Neal. She's got 6, and the Taylor lead was just 116, is now down to 3 at 37-33. Taylor desperately needs a bucket in the worst way possible. Less than 3 minutes remaining here in this third quarter. Taylor's been outscored 14-5 here in the third frame after outscoring Concordia 21-6 in the second. A little shoulder shake from Huffman, and an arm bar will be called against Birchmeyer. That's her second, with a 5th one against Concordia. Puts Taylor in the bonus with 2:41 remaining in quarter 3. Fisher in for the Trojans, first time in the third. She'll come in for the shooter, Huffman. Taylor Browning makes her collegiate debut. Taylor, a 5'11 freshman from Rushville, Indiana. And Huffman to the line for 2. First one skips off the rim. First miss from the line for Sydney Huffman tonight. Had 4 assists in the opening half. Now has 5. That ties a career high. Her second free throw. This one too long. And those are the first 2 misses at the line tonight for Taylor. Their lead still at 37-33. But then Concordia turns the ball over on the other end. The Concordia bench, along with head coach Kiefer Haffey, wanting a deflection. They won't get it as Huffman exits in place of Fisher. 2:35 to go in quarter 3. Taylor has not scored in what feels like forever and a day. Their last bucket made it a 31-21 Taylor lead. Since then, it's been a 12 unanswered point run by Concordia. Abby Books up top, marked by Allie Lenz. Actually make that Birchmeyer. Hand off to Fisher. Birchmeyer defends. Fisher wanted the backdoor cut. Instead swings it to Deckard with 10 to shoot. Again, Taylor using a lot of clock on the shot clock tonight. Driving baseline right. Floater, Abby Books, no good. Becca Books rebound, just rolls off the rim. And here comes Concordia with an opportunity to make it a 1-possession game. Birchmeyer running the point with a right-hand bounce. Near side wide open. Jared Keneal just hit it 3 steps in and hits a right wing 15-foot jumper. 5 in the quarter for Neal. She's got 8 in the game. And Taylor completely on their heels right now. Now the lead down to just 2. Backdoor cut. Abby Books goes up. Shot was blocked. Browning trying to come in and get it. Ball still loose on the floor. It's tied up. And it's going to go back to Concordia on the held ball. The Trojans left Neal wide open. That's the right thing to do. Last year, Neal shot just 27% from the floor, just 26% from 3. But has hurt Taylor here offensively with 5 points in the quarter, 1 from 3, and then 1 from a mid-range jumper that she just hit. 14-0 run for Concordia. After leading after the opening quarter, Taylor blitzed them in the second to a tune of 21-6. Since then, it's been all Concordia trying to tie or take the lead here. James mid-post right. Fisher comes to help. Through defense will be swept up top to Birchmeyer. 11 to shoot, now in 10 for Concordia. One of the rare times they've run the shot clock down to single digits. Birchmeyer fires from three, that one long, but colliding with people down low is Tristan Williams, gets the ball back and banks it in from the left side, and we're all tied at 37. 5 in the quarter for Williams. She's the first double-figure score for Concordia. And it's a 16-0 run here for the Cardinals as they've leveled our game at 37 with less than a minute to go in the third. Backdoor cut. Fisher drives right hand, no good, but Madison gets her own miss, and she'll kick it outside to Becca Books. B. Books, right hand bounce, trying to find help. Finds off Browning, thought about a three, left hand dribble for the freshman. Far sideline to Deckard is yet to score here in the third quarter. 7 to shoot, Deckard drives, right hand floater blocked, but Deckard will go to the line for 2 on the foul. That's Shelby James, that's her 4th for the 6-foot senior guard. Deckard to the line for 2. First trip there tonight, she was 3 of 5 at the line as a freshman last season. Taylor's been outscored 18-5 here in the quarter. They need some points in the worst way possible right now. And he'll bounce twice and miss off the back of the rim. Taylor 0 of 3 from the line here tonight. Deckard trying to give Taylor a 1-point advantage as 2 subs will come in for Concordia. Second one from Deckard, good off the back of the rim. 10 points for her. Paige Johnson back in for Concordia. Stephanie Abram makes her first appearance since the first quarter. And Asaria Turman in for Concordia first time in the second half. Neal, Lenz, and James all exit for Concordia. 39 3/10 of a second left to go in the third. The Deckard free throws given Taylor a 1-point lead back, but they've been outscored 16-1 over the last few moments. Turman bulldozing through Browning. Ball knocked out of play off of Turman's hands as Browning went tumbling down to the floor. She knocked it out of 50 in Black's hands, and now Taylor can hold for the final shot with 29 2/10 of a second remaining in the third. They've been outscored 18-6 as Taylor here in this third frame. But a bucket here would give them some nice momentum heading to the fourth in the season opener for both teams. Fisher, the backup point guard, dribbling with a right hand. Birchmeyer defending her tightly in the man-to-man. Now Fisher will get ready to go here with 10 seconds remaining in the third. Flips off to Abby Books, stolen away by Neal, trying to outrun Abby Books to the other end. Neal goes up, right hand layup, no good. Then Fisher rips it away with 3 seconds to go. Abby Books looks up at the clock, she'll have to let one go, can't get it off. And we'll head to the fourth quarter. A dominating third quarter for Concordia, where they outscored Taylor 18-6. We head to the fourth. Taylor clinging to a 1-point advantage, 38-37, trying to win the season-opening game in the 2019-2020 season.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body. And its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
Concordia outscores Taylor 18-6 in that third quarter. They shoot 7 of 15 from the floor, 2 of 5 from 3, and 2 of 3 from the line. Taylor just 2 of 13 from the floor in the third quarter, just 1 of 6 from 3, and 1 of 3 from the line. The big story, though, turnovers just about even. Taylor 14, Concordia 12, but the Concordia bench has outscored Taylor 19-0, and Taylor's been dominated in the paint 18-6 here as well. So here to the fourth we go. Taylor clinging to a 1-point advantage at 38-37. They'll start with the ball here. 5 starters on the floor for Taylor. The Books twins, Huffman, Stratman, and Deckard. Pass read and slapped out of bounds by Jerica Neal of Concordia. She's out there with Jamae Simmons, Tristan Williams, Katie Snow, and Paige Johnson. So Neal, the only non-starter out there, but she had a splendid third quarter, scoring 5. Backdoor cut, kicked out of bounds by Neal on the left foot as Deckard tried to find the cutting B Books. 18 to shoot, just underway here in quarter number 4. Deckard will get it into the near side corner. B Books almost fumbled it away, but got it back. Now into the hands of Abby Books up top, far sideline to Deckard. Left hand bounce, wrapping it in mid-post right. B Books, double team comes, trying to find help. Will float it out near side to Abby Books with 8 to shoot. Lane is clear. Abby tries to get there. Help comes from the weak side, floating up top to B Books with 4, with 3. Jump stop. Here's a short jump shot from Stratman that's missed off the rim, but it'll be tapped into the air, and Stratman will get in. Now she'll dribble out of trouble. Far sideline, Deckard, as Taylor avoids another shot clock violation tonight. Deckard, in her first collegiate start, gives off to the All-American B Books. Now 7 to shoot for Taylor. Now 6. Huffman will try to do it herself. Left hand bounce, kicks outside to Abby Books. Open 3, high left side, brings rain, but no points. Off the glass, rebounded to Huffman. Down low to Abby Books through contact, no. But they'll get Johnson for the foul as she was straight up, but inside the restricted area. First one against Concordia here in the fourth. And Abby Books will go to the line for 2. 10 points for Deckard, and 12 apiece for Abby and Becca Books. And 4 points for Huffman. That's all the scoring tonight for Taylor from 4 different players. And Abby Books will switch the first free throw. She has a game-high 13. For Concordia, Tristan Williams leads them with 11. 8 from Jerica Neal, 5 from Snow, their leading scorer and the All-American from a year ago. And Shelby James has got 7, but as Abby Books makes the second free throw, James is sat on the bench with 4 personal fouls. 40-37, the Taylor lead. 3 straight free throws after Concordia had tied the game at 37 on a 16-0 burst back in the third quarter. Free throw line jump shot no good by Jamae Simmons, and slicing in for the rebound is Huffman. She'll run the break and bounce it near side to Abby Books. Back to the trailing Deckard for her 4th 3 tonight. That one's long as those shot put it in there, and Snow comes down with a rebound in traffic. Snow racing up the far side, angling back in. Big Eurostep off-balance try, will throw it in off the high glass. Katie Snow averaged 16 points a game a year ago, has just 7 tonight. But that bucket there brings Concordia back to within a single point. A 40-39 Taylor lead just about 2 minutes into quarter 4. Huffman jump stop at the top of the key. Right elbow extended Stratman. Handoff Deckard, free throw line Jay. Perfect for Deckard. She had 18 in her college debut a year ago, has got 12 in her first collegiate start here as a sophomore. And that bucket pushes the Taylor lead back up to 3, 2 minutes into quarter 4. Johnson and Concordia to the left elbow, and Jamae Simmons from left to right go the Cardinals. Simmons stepped through the Huffman try, and a nice angling move as Simmons threw it in off a banker. 3 points for her, then stolen in the backcourt as Taylor got sloppy with the passes. Johnson steals it. And now Concordia has an opportunity once again to take their first lead since the opening quarter. Taylor took the lead at 16-15, fell behind 18-16 back in that second quarter, then took it at 19-18 and have not trailed since. Williams on the right side lane, blocked by Stratman, but they'll get Stratman for the body block, and that draws some disagreements from the Taylor fans down below us. Second one on Stratman, and 2 free throws upcoming here for Concordia. Samantha Dorn in for CU, and Tristan Williams to the line for 2. Williams 1 for 1 tonight, their leading scorer and leading rebounder with 11 points and 6 boards. 2 free throws, first one to tie it, that one way too strong off the back of the rim. So the best Williams can do is tie the game at 42. Taylor undermanned tonight without 4 players, and then Williams misses both. Had an opportunity to give Concordia the lead. She comes up 0 for on both, bricking both off the back iron. Skip pass to Deckard, blows right around Neal, tried to go weak side. The ball was kicked off the foot by Paige Johnson. If not, Concordia's going to the other end. Deckard did a great job to slalom away from defenders, but then threw a pass into traffic. And thankfully for her, Paige Johnson kicked the ball. Jerica Neal out. Katie Snow, after a breather, comes back in for the Cardinals of Concordia. Deckard to get it in, baseline left with 22 to shoot. Will float it up top to Huffman. Taylor leading by 1, 42-41 here in the fourth. Huffman skips far sideline to Deckard. Doran right there closing out on her airspace. B-Books goes in. Jamae Simmons too physical. And they get Simmons for the reach, and that's her fourth. And Simmons will have to go to the bench. She'll be replaced by Shelby James, who also has 4 personal fouls. And Simmons unhappy as she walks to the other bench. 4th personal foul. Did not agree with that 4th call against her. And we'll see what Concordia can do with one of their best on-ball defenders on the wing sitting on the bench with 4 personal fouls. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Taylor with the ball going from right to left, leading by 1. Near sideline, Deckard guarded by Dorn. Double team comes back to Huffman near side. Dorn switches to her, and Dorn gets called for the armbar foul, her first, and the 3rd one against Concordia. Taylor has gotten into the bonus in each quarter so far tonight, and they're 2 fouls away from making it all 4 here with 7:02 remaining in regulation, and Taylor leading by just 1 point, 42-41. Stratman gets it into Huffman. Back up top to Abby Books, guarded by Snow. Fakes to her left and gives it off to Huffman on the far sideline in front of her own bench. Snow hedges to the corner, and Stratman was open and bounces off to Huffman with 8 to shoot. Now 7. Huffman up top. Thought about a pop for 3. Wraps to Deckard with 3. With 2. Off-balance shot is blocked, and going the other way will be Tristan Williams. 2-on-1 with her and Snow. Williams gives off to Snow. Back to Williams down low, who misses a point-blank layup. Good challenge by Abby Books. Williams has missed her last 3 tries at the goal, 2 free throws, and a layup from underneath the bucket. A Books, a transition 3, slices through, and a timeout taken by Taylor. Abby Books, her 3rd triple. 5 in the 4th for 40 and White, and Taylor leads by 4, 45-41. Full timeout for TU.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or it can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria. It's our taste.
Concordia ball out of the timeout, and the Abby Books 3. Abby with a game-high 17, and that pushed the Taylor lead up to 4. Beal almost has it taken away by Fisher. Now Snow's got to bring it up in the backcourt with pressure. Half-court trap, Snow behind the back dribble, trying to get away, slaloming through, gives it off left side high to Johnson. Fisher defends, now Huffman comes to double team. Johnson trying to turn the corner, Fisher trying to apply pressure from behind. Stepping through, almost lost it, getting it back is Dorn. Turman down low, her shot is blocked by the straight up and down Kayla Kirtley. 11 to shoot for Concordia with 6:04 remaining in the 4th. Cardinals with the ball down by 4. Johnson will get it in on the baseline on the near side of the hoop. Floats it into Snow, catching at the free throw line. Right hand bounce, trying to go up and under, cut off by Abby Books. Johnson stabs, fires from 3, rattled halfway down and out. Turman up and over Kirtley for the rebound. Her turnaround putback is no good. She gets her own miss, she gets fouled, and muscles it through for a chance at an and one. First bucket for the freshman Turman tonight out of Ypsilanti, Indiana. First on Becca Books, first against Taylor in this quarter. And Turman with a chance at the and one, trying to make it a 1-point game once again. Good looking stroke, and she knocks it down to complete the 3-point play. Back in for Concordia is Jerica Neal. She replaces Samantha Dorn. And it's back to a 1-point Taylor lead at 45-44. 5:53 to go here in the 4th stanza. Taylor in white, Concordia defends man-to-man in black. Taylor's 3-point shooting, just 10 of 29 of the Trojans. But they've hit just 2 here in the second half. Abby Books trying to change that, make it a third. Nope, front rim, no. Kirtley there for the rebound in traffic. Bounces outside to B. Books, fakes a three and drives. Jump stop. She'll go back far sideline to Abby Books. Looking Becca's way, jabbing is Abby, and outside the arc it goes to Huffman. 9 to shoot. Huffman trying to take it herself. Down the lane through contact. Banker is good for Sydney Huffman. 6 for the senior, and Taylor's lead back to 3. Full court press put on by the Trojans. Neal with it in the backcourt. Johnson trying to run away from Huffman. Fisher coming from behind. She'll poke it free. The ball falls out of bounds, as so does Fisher, as she came behind and picked the back pocket of Johnson cleanly. Johnson out. Birchmeyer in for Concordia, as we're 7 seconds away from the halfway point of quarter number 4. Birchmeyer near sideline. Huffman shading back in to help against the post player Turman. Into James high right side. B-Books defends in the man-to-man. Neal out near the far sideline. Plenty of time to work with Concordia down 3. Neal wants to take it herself around the Turman screen. Right elbow, lefty pull up, front rim short. Fisher rebound for Taylor. And now Fisher out and running. Neal trying to pick her up. Fisher wants to run by her. Neal with a back tap. It sails out of bounds, and Taylor will keep it with 24 seconds on the shot clock and 4:46 remaining in regulation time. Tristan Williams, along with Jamae Simmons, come back in for Concordia, replacing Turman and James, Simmons has to be careful, though. She's playing with the 4 personal fouls. 24 to shoot. Abby Books will deal it in on the near baseline for Taylor. Near side arc to Kirtley, quickly into the hands of Huffman, the point guard. Back near side corner to Abby Books, who drives, draws a double team. Near side arc, the pass goes outside to Huffman, got into the paint, she'll back it out with 15. Still backing it out with 13 to shoot. Floating far sideline, B-Books. Defended by Simmons, she goes in, draws 2, swings it near side to Abby Books, around the arc to Huffman with 6, with 5, a little set shot off the back rim. Kirtley trying to tap it up, it goes out of bounds off of Concordia. And Taylor has got 2 seconds to get a shot off. And it's going to actually reset to 20 as the ball went off of Concordia. 4:23 remaining in the 4th. Taylor clinging to a 3-point advantage. Referee discussion. Everyone agrees it's a 20-second reset and we're good to go. Abby Books floats it into B-Books. High right side is where Becca holds. Around the arc, near sideline to Fisher. Between the circles now to Huffman. Defended by Simmons. Here goes Huffman right around her for an easy right-hand finish, as Simmons didn't want to pick up her 5th and final foul. 8 for Huffman, and that gives Taylor a 5-point lead at 49-44. Press comes out of bounds off of who? Off of Becca Books. She can't believe it, as she was part of the double team there around the point guard, Madison Birchmeyer. And a 30-second timeout taken by Concordia. We'll take it with them. They have a 30 and 2 fulls left, and they'll have the ball down 5 with 4:01 to go in the 4th quarter here on the Trojans Sports Network.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Quick shout out to our friend, the Reverend Richard Moore, out in Iowa. Glad to have him and everyone else watching on the Trojan Sports Network tonight. Concordia out of the timeout with 20 seconds to shoot with the ball down 5. Snow around a screen right down the lane. Nice step through traffic, but she'll miss a right-hand scoop, and then coming away with it, and then Tristan Williams, but she'll be tied up by one of the Books twins, and it'll stay here with Concordia. Shot clock resets to 20. And Snow will be the one to deal it in. Less than 4 to go in the 4th. Into Williams, rips and drives through contact, missed it, but now she'll go to the line for 2. As it looks like Williams on a banged her knee a little bit on the fall, a little bit slow to get back up, but she looks like she's going to walk it off and be able to take the free throws. Fouls on Kayla Kirtley, her 2nd, team's 3rd here the 4th. And Tristan Williams back to the line. She's missed her last 3 shots tonight, 2 free throws and a layup. First free throw here, misses off the back rim. And Johnson about to come in for the shooter. 3:51 to go in the 4th. Second free throw try from Tristan Williams. Perfect. And Williams will stay in, actually. So Johnson will replace Neal. Not sure why they didn't allow Johnson to sub in either way. And the Taylor lead is 4, 49-45, 3:45 and counting in the fourth stanza. Man-to-man as Sydney Huffman dribbles with her right hand, looks over at Taylor head coach Jody Martinez and gets the play as Birchmeyer defends her in the man-to-man. Huffman picks it up, high left side to Abby Books, looking Becca Books' way, skipping far side Fisher. She'll tee up a three ball. That one's off the back of the rim, and flying in on the weak side is Snow, and they'll get Kirtley for the reach-in foul as Snow outleapt everybody and ripped it away from the sophomore Kirtley. That's Kayla's third and the fourth against Taylor here in this fourth quarter. Concordia 50%, 8 of 16 from the line tonight. Taylor 7 of 10 if we get into a free throw shooting bout. Birchmeyer in the backcourt, now back far side to Snow. Abby Books and Fisher hounding her there close. Wrapping a pass around, Fisher slaps it away and steals it, and now Fisher's off to the races. 2-on-1, Abby Books trailing, lefty layup is good. 7 in the fourth for Abby Books. She's got 19, and the Taylor lead is up to 6 at 51-45. Johnson comes, she's slid on the near side, no travel comes, and then Kirtley picks the pocket of Jamae Simmons. Abby Books has got to watch for Snow from behind, who stole it, saved by Fisher, and then Snow tackles Fisher out of bounds as both were going for the loose ball. Second one on Snow, the fourth one against Concordia here in the fourth quarter. 2:55 to go in quarter number 4. Season opener for both these teams tonight. Taylor back at home again next Friday. They'll play their first 3 games here at home this year. No Jamie Netzley tonight, no Mackenzie Kilmer. Lauren James and Kiara Nieto lost for the year in off-season injuries. So Taylor trying to break in a lot of new faces here tonight. Wide open, Becca Books, right corner drive, into contact, missed it, but Becca Books is going to go to the line for 2 on a pretty soft call from the right block. Fifth one against Concordia will put Taylor in the bonus, and if that's on Jamae Simmons, it is. That's her 5th and final foul of the night. And Shelby James will come in to replace her, who also is playing with 4 fouls. B-Books in the line for 2 is yet to score here in our fourth quarter. And we'll have to wait for the second one as she misses that one long. Becca, an 86% free throw shooter last year. Set the school record for most threes and best three-point shooting percentage in a season last year. And the second one rattled halfway down, then bounced off the glass and then back in. 13 for B-Books. Full timeout taken by Taylor head coach Jody Martinez. 2:51 to go in the fourth. Taylor leads Concordia 52-45 here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 5 different levels of membership for you to choose from. You can join for as low as $150, all the way up to the Trojan MVP level for $1,500. Each level receives premiums, complimentary season tickets, as well as gifts from the athletic department. Members also receive special recognition during halftime of the annual Silent Night game. In recent years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-5311 or log on to TaylorTrojans.com and click on the Trojan Club tab at the top of the homepage. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student athletes.
Taylor 5 of 12 from the field here in this fourth quarter. Concordia shooting 3 of 10. Taylor's only made 7 two-point shots tonight. They've made 10 threes, outscoring Concordia by 21 points behind the arc. And Concordia has outscored Taylor by 12 in the paint, 24-12. Pressure in the backcourt as Huffman will mark Snow. Building one far side to Johnson, across the timeline to Jerica Neal. Concordia from left to right in black. They trail by 7. They had tied our game back in the third quarter. Snow down the lane, got caught in the air, bounces one near side. Johnson, hop step into 3, no good. In it is Beal, rips it away from B. Books, and Neal puts it in, or James puts it in, excuse me. 9 for James, 7 coming here in the second half, and the Taylor lead down to 5. As Johnson now 0 of 5 from distance, and then Taylor turns it over in the backcourt, intercepted by Neal, down to Snow, who's bumped on the take. And that's the 5th one against Taylor. Second one on Fisher, and now both teams are in the bonus for the final 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Snow to the line, 1 of 2 tonight. First one of this trip. Good. Perfect. 8 for Snow. Just 3 of 6 from the floor, 0 of 1 from distance. Wasn't a great three-point shooter last year at 27%. This to make it a one-possession game. And she does. Knock down both. Snow with 9, and the Taylor lead down to 3 with 2:15 to go in the fourth. And Concordia's got the pressure in the backcourt. Pass tapped by Snow, goes off the far sideline as Snow was right in the grill of Sydney Huffman. 2:12 remaining in this fourth quarter. Curtly will take the place of Becca Books and inbounded on the far sideline. Taylor with 7 seconds to get it across the timeline. Backcourt Huffman trying to dribble away from 2 different defenders. Bounce to Curtly, trying to get across the timeline. Curtly a nice crossover dribble in traffic. Keeps that pivot foot down. Huffman finds a lurking Abby Books on the backside who lays it home with a right hand. 9 in the fourth quarter for Abby Books, 21 in the game, and Taylor pushes the lead back to 5. Midcourt pass to Neal, spins away from the pesky Fisher. Neal right side high middle screen James, back to her, tees up a 3 from the right wing. Rainbow try no, rebounded is by Abby Books, her 7th. James 1 of 2, 1 of 3 from distance tonight. Huffman accelerating to the front court. With 94 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter, Taylor leading by 5, 54-49. And Taylor will run the weave up top. Johnson pestering, knocks it away from Curtly to the backcourt. Kayla gets it back near sideline Huffman. 10 to shoot Fisher, backside find to Books. Reverse layup off the bottom of the backboard. Good defense by Shelby James. And now Johnson will run the point. Nobody guarding her. She's 0 of 5 from 3. Far sideline to Snow. Chased off the arc by Books. She'll go baseline left. Double team comes. Low bounce pass to Williams. Spins away from Huffman. Trying to go up and under on Curtly. Kicks out to James with almost a minute to go. This is Shelby James. Drives, Euro step, right hand scoop around Huffman is good for 2 more. 11 for Shelby James. And the game is a 3-point margin with 56 8/10 of a second left to go here in the fourth stanza. And it looks like they're going to either take some more time off the clock. No, they're going to put some more time on at 58 9/10 of a second. And Taylor will take a timeout. He'll take a 30 and advance the ball to the front court. So 30-second timeout for head coach Jody Martinez. They will be able to advance the ball to the front court with less than a minute to go in the fourth quarter, leading 54-51 here on the Trojan Sports Network.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Three starters on the floor for Taylor. Huffman and Books. Fisher and Curtly to round out the Taylor 5. Neal, Johnson, James, Snow, and Williams for Concordia. Taylor advances the ball to the front court after the timeout. Curtly gets it into Abby Books near sideline. About 29 seconds separate the game and the shot clock. 51 seconds on the game clock. Now we're under 20 on the shot clock. Taylor with the ball, leading by 3. B-Books near side, driving on Neal. Jumps up, threads it down low to Curtly. It goes off of her knees and out of bounds as Curtly was underneath the hoop. Looked to be a relatively easy 2. And now Concordia will take a full timeout. They've got a 30 and a full left. They'll advance the ball to the front court with an opportunity to tie the game with 42 seconds left, down by 3.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center. which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
.42 seconds left. Taylor with 2 timeouts, pair of 30s. Concordia with a 30 and a full. No changes to either 5 on the floor. Concordia will deal it in near sideline after advancing the ball after the Taylor turnover, which was the Trojans' 16th of the night. And Concordia with the ball down 3. 42 seconds left to get it into their best player, Snow, who's been held relatively quiet tonight. Snow down the right side of the lane. B-Books guards her on a switch. Floating it up top. Free throw line to be Williams. Lost the ball. Still losing it. Still trying to get it back. Williams off balance. She threw it into the air and was fouled. And Taylor is beside themselves with the foul call. There's a loose ball. Williams got it back just enough to turn around and fire at the rim. The foul is on Abby Books, her first, and 2 for Williams, but she's missed 3 of her last 4 tries and makes that one. Second point of the quarter for Williams. She's got 13 in the game. And this to make it a 1-point game with 31 2/10 of a second remaining in the fourth quarter. Second free throw, good for Williams as well. 3 points in the quarter. Taylor will call the timeout. And they'll have a 30-second timeout left. They have 1 remaining, and they'll advance the ball to the front court, leading by 1 with 31 2/10 of a second remaining here in the fourth quarter of the home opener.
Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
An intense huddle led by Taylor head coach Jody Martinez. Still the same 10 on the floor for both teams that we left you with. 31 2/10 of a second left in regulation. Taylor leading by 1, 54 53. Curley will get it in, far sideline. Bounce pass to Abby Books. And Snow will try to just run this clock down as far as possible. You'd have to assume that Concordia is going to foul or try to go. They have to go for the steal at some point. Snow dives. Huffman snatches it away from her. Back to Fisher. Back to Huffman. Taylor can just run this game pretty much out, leading by 1, and only a second or so between the game and shot clock. Game clock or shot clock now down to 9, down to 8. Johnson jabbing against Abby Books, and now here comes Abby with 4, with 3, with 2. Huffman with 1. Lets it go just before the horn. Banks it home as the buzzer sounds, and Taylor will win 56 53 tonight as Huffman let a rainbow go right as the horn sounded, and that will be the final score as Huffman puts the icing on the cake of the first win of the year, 56 53, as Huffman will finish with a new career-high 10 points on the floater right as the horn expires. Well, that was fun. 10 points for Huffman, 6 assists, a new career high as well, and 4 rebounds. We'll get to more of the stats after this. We'll take a break, come back with the Ivanhoe's postgame show. We will hear from the head coach of the Trojans, Jody Martinez. This is Taylor Women's Basketball here on the Trojans Sports Network.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland. Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 5 different levels of membership for you to choose from. You can join for as low as $150, all the way up to the Trojan MVP level for $1,500. Each level receives premiums, complimentary season tickets, as well as gifts from the athletic department. Members also receive special recognition during halftime of the annual Silent Night game. In recent years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-5311 or log on to TaylorTrojans.com and click on the Trojan Club tab at the top of the homepage. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student athletes.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or it can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria. It's our taste.
Welcome back here inside Odell Arena. Rick Johnston with our player of the game, Abby Books. Hi, Abby. Good job tonight. You had 21 points, but excellent defense there. What was going through your guys' mind there late in the game when you knew you had to hold on to the ball and you were one of those primary ball handlers late in the contest?
So we knew we had the lead, and I think in games like that, close games at the end, we don't have the mental to use that fact that we're still winning. So the biggest thing we wanted to keep in mind is just to be strong, focus on the little things, and just take care of what we needed to.
How much anticipation do you girls have for tonight, knowing it's the first game of the year, but know there are a lot of questions, with the graduation of the 3 seniors from a year ago?
Yeah, it's been a long time coming with us 5 seniors. We actually talked about it freshman year all together, like imagine when we're seniors. So this is just a huge game for us to all play together. Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit more about your defense there. They had a lot of really tall girls, a lot of length out there as well. You guys have added some length as well, but it's a little bit of an inexperienced length out there. How tough was it defensively trying to match it with such a veteran group like Concordia had tonight?
Yeah, they were tough. They knocked down shots. The second we left our man, they knocked it down. So I think it really helped us to learn to play together. Team defense, I think we got better in that area. We still need to improve on rebounding, but I think we grew from this game.
How important do you think it is to play your first 3 games at home with you and Becca being the only 2 returning starters, and obviously with the injuries to LJ and Kiara?
I think it's huge for us as a team, just to build momentum. We're comfortable here. We have a great fan base. So I think it's just good for the younger players to ease into the season with good fans, home. I think that's good for us.
They were pretty rowdy tonight, weren't they?
For sure.
They were kind of mid-season form.
For sure.
Abby, congrats. Best of luck next week.
Thank you.
All right, that is Abby Books, our player of the game. We'll back with the head coach, Jody Martinez, after this here on the Trojan Sports Network.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Hi. Hi.
Rick, how you doing?
It's not about me, buddy. How are you doing? This is head coach Jody Martinez. In case you haven't, if you're new to the show, this is him.
Yeah. Hey, we won. We got a lot of things to work on, and thankfully we had a big lead. Found a way to win. That's a start. It's a start to an inexperienced team, and your 2 veterans we talked about earlier. 2 veterans. 44 of our 59 or whatever we scored. What is it, 56? 54?
56.
44 of our 56 or 34? 44,
30,
sorry.
34.
34. Sid gave us 10. So that's 3 veteran kids. Sid was our backup point guard last year. We can't have that. We can't have certain individuals not rebound. Post game was terrible. They let's just be blunt as it is. And if anybody watched, they know what I'm talking about. So we got a lot of work to do. Still promising, though. Still promising, looking ahead. But you're not going to be able to play like that against Marion, St. Francis, and all the top teams. So,
what went right in the second quarter that led you guys outscore them 21-6, and then what went wrong or what went differently in the third quarter to let them go on their big run?
Defense. Mm-hmm. I thought our full court press was good. I thought we sped up the game, which we needed to do. We didn't rebound first quarter, so that was our issue there. Second quarter, we rebounded and created turnovers. So 2 things that this team needs to understand. It's how you're going to be successful. But just because we're so young in the experience line, so I thought that was really good. And then that led us to confidence on shooting the 3. We had 8 threes in that first half. So that's why you built that momentum, and then we got up 16 in the third. And then we quit playing defense. We had people closing out on the wrong shoulder, which, hopefully people understand what close out means. And it gave them confidence. And so they had some kids come in and hit a 3, and all of a sudden everyone's got green light. So, great comeback for them. Last year they buckled. Last year when we did this to them, they just fell apart, and we beat them by almost 30. This year they made their run, and they're more experienced than we are, and they got their veterans back. And but that's the growing pains we're going to have for a while.
Is it good to go up against a team like that has so much length that they do?
Oh, yeah. No question. We need to get exposed in the non-conference games. We got exposed last week in our scrimmages. We don't see this in practice, so it's kind of hard to simulate it. But I felt like we had great energy in practice and corrected mistakes. We did. But then we were spurty today. Some of us went back. Some of our players went to bad habits. Some of them went to just timing of stuff. So, like I said, I got to be a teacher and get them better. I got to get the freshmen better. And we talked about that in our preview this past couple of days, is if my freshmen get better, we're going to get better.
One of your sophomores was really good tonight. Meredith Deckard made her first collegiate start. Had 12 points on 4 of 7, shooting 3 of 6 from beyond the arc. How do you think Meredith did in her first collegiate start?
I thought she did really well first half. I think she was fatigued second half, and it showed. She just kind of went into I don't want to say that word. She forgot to rotate on offense where the shots were going to be for her, and I'm yelling at her constantly to move. So once again, sophomore, learning. She's a great shooter, and I want her to shoot. And there's times where she should shoot, and she overdrives and not see the open man. So there's a lot of she's got a lot of learning to do still. But she's gotten so much better from a year ago, and I think she had 9 of her points in that first half. So
yes, and 6 in the second quarter.
Yeah.
Your 2 other freshmen got to play tonight. Taylor Browning for a little bit, Gretchen Mall for a little bit. Obviously, a big moment for them, and they're going against a lot of length and maybe some superior athletes than what they saw in high school. How do you think they did out of the two of the 4 that dressed that got to play tonight?
The other thing you and I talked about was throwing some of these kids into the fire.
Mm-hmm.
And with the lead, you were able to, get the post kids in. We're just so loaded on the guards right now that Ario and Haley, their minutes are going to be just not there. We had individual meetings. We talked about all that stuff. So it's not a surprise they didn't play. They know that the chance they were going to. But to get the 2 post players in there was good. And I even told them they may not play if Haley Stratman and Kayla Kirtley has a flow, and they didn't. Kayla had a flow at the end. So she picked it up for us and helped us with some key steal, good block shot, offensive rebound. So Kayla did some great things at the end of the game for us. But, we'll just keep plugging away with them.
How beneficial is it that you now have a week in between tonight and then your very next game? I'm sure it's going to be a long and involved film session coming up on either tomorrow or Monday.
Yeah, they're getting 2 days off. We don't practice till Monday night, so it's almost 3 days off. Which
what a
is,
guy!
Well, you have to. You got 3 kids playing. 2 of them played 40 minutes. The other one played 30 something, and They need the rest, especially Sid with her history of the injuries. She needs the rest probably the most of anybody on the team. So they need some rest. We'll get regrouped Monday night, and then Monday will be drill work to correct what we did, what I see on film. But overall, get that first one. And it's always better starting 1-0 than 0-1. So that team's going to win some games. They're going to win some games. They got that All-American kid, Snow, that created a lot of shots for other people. But I thought overall we did good on her.
Judy, thanks for the time. Congrats on the win.
Thank you, man.
We'll talk to you next week.
That's right, bro.
First one of many, right?
Yeah.
Of these things.
I'm going to be praying for that.
Get out of here. He's got to go eat or something, or go see somebody. I don't know. That's Jody Martinez. We're back to wrap it up after this.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
Back inside Odell Arena for the final time here tonight as Taylor comes away with the season-opening win against Concordia, a 56-53 final. Concordia outscored Taylor 13-11 in the opening quarter. The Trojans then flipped the script in the second, outscoring the Cardinals 21-6 to lead 32-19 at the break, including a buzzer-beating three at the end of the second quarter. Then Concordia would find their rhythm in the third, outscoring Taylor 18-6. The Trojans held on, outscoring Concordia 18-16 in the fourth to win tonight by a final of 56-53. Again, an interesting move by Concordia, not fouling with about a second in between the game and the shot clock. Sydney Huffman got the shot off right before the shot clock expired, rainbowed it in right before the buzzer sounded, and that was the final points of the night. Taylor scored all 56 of their points from the starters tonight, led by Abby Books scoring 21. Falling behind her was twin sister Becca with 13. Meredith Deckard had 12. Sydney Huffman capped off a career night in her first collegiate start in over 2 years, in just about 2 years. 10 points on 4 of 10 shooting for the senior. That's the most points she has scored here at Taylor. And that was it. Also playing Haley Stratman, who went 0 for 5 tonight. Madison Fisher, Kayla Kirtley, Taylor Browning, and Gretchen Mall all played but did not score, as tonight the Concordia bench outscored the Trojans by a wide margin in the reserves category. 2 in double figures for Concordia. Tristan Williams led them with 14 on 5 of 12 shooting. Shelby James off the bench had 11. She was 5 of 7 from the floor and 1 of 3 beyond the arc. Their leading scorer from a year ago in their honorable mention All-American Katie Snow was held to just 9 points, 3 of 6 shooting, 0 of 1 from 3. Jamae Simmons had 3, Paige Johnson had 1, Madison Birchmeyer had 4 in her collegiate debut, Jerica Neal had 8 off the bench, and Asaria Turman had 3 on a nice and 1 play there in the second half. Rebounds, Taylor had the edge there, 34-33, 11-11 on the offensive glass. Taylor shared the ball much better than Concordia did. The Trojans assisting on 14 of their 19 baskets, with Sydney Huffman having a career-high 6. Concordia had 5 assists on 19 buckets. Katie Snow led the way with 2. Turnovers, 30 between the two teams tonight, 14 for Concordia, 16 for Taylor. Huffman, one last note, 10 points, the 6 assists like we talked about, just 2 turnovers in almost 36 minutes of action tonight for the senior out of Indianapolis. 8 steals for Taylor tonight, 3 with 2. Huffman, B-Books, and Fisher. 9 steals for Concordia. Neal and Paige Johnson each had 3. Taylor shot 42% from 3 in the opening half, 42% from the floor overall. Those numbers dipped in the second half, 32% from the field, and 2 of 12 for 17% beyond the arc. Concordia shot 37% for the game. They were just 3 of 16 from beyond the arc. Taylor 37% from the floor, as well as both teams went an identical 19 for 52. The difference is Concordia made 4 more free throws than Taylor, 12-8. But the Trojans outscored Concordia tonight by 21 points beyond the arc, 10 made threes for Taylor to just 3 for Concordia. Taylor went 10 of 31. So Taylor comes away. We were tied twice. The lead changed hands 7 times. Taylor trailed, as we mentioned, at the end of the first quarter, 13-11. They took their first lead at 16-15 in the second. They fell behind 18-16, and then the three-point shot put them up 19-18, and Taylor would not trail for the rest of the contest. Concordia would make it tight, cutting it to 1 point multiple times in the fourth quarter at 40-39, 42-41, and 45-44. But Taylor was able to keep their distance throughout the remaining part of the fourth quarter tonight. So Taylor wins 1-0 on the year. They're back here at home next Friday for Game 2 of the 2019-2020 season when they take on Cornerstone. Special thanks to our crew tonight, Josh Fenwick on the camera and Avery Mazingo on the computer. And yes, that is from the Mazingo family. His dad was an above-average basketball player here. Right, Avery? Above average? Double above average, maybe? His dad, Steve, was in the Hall of Fame. I'm trying to be funny. So Taylor wins tonight by a final of 56-53. We hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. This has been a presentation of Taylor Women's Basketball on the Trojan Sports Network. Until we see you next week, good night from Upland, Indiana.